live from RuPaul's People's Court.
The Honorable Judge presiding.
This is Some of Its Parts, a podcast of pop cultural misunderstandings. Today, Hunter and Andy will be filling in the plot for Suits. So, I want you to dissect a USA drama that is probably the greatest of our time, as far as USA dramas go. And I don't really have a lot to judge on, so the title of the show is called Suits. And here's a quick little rundown. So it's an American legal drama, and it focuses on a college dropout who is very talented in terms of his memory. And he gets hired as a law associate for a very suave and debonair lawyer. So that's all I'm going to give you so far. And I'm just kind of wondering if you could tell me a little bit about who these characters are. So
They're bumming, first off.
they're bumming.
They are bumming. They are...
Oh, they're boning. Oh.
Well,
No.
in this case, it's more specific in that it's in the bum.
Wait, so like, are they just rubbing their butts together?
Oh,
and
I
just,
hope
like...
that that's real. Chuck Tingle, praise be to thee. Those butt scissoring happened.
But there's no, like, double-ended dildo involved. It's just, like, rubbed butt.
Okay, so how did they get to this point in their relationship?
Well,
First off, we need some names.
A
Who is
lot
the
of
young guy?
cocaine.
Who's a lot of cocaine?
Okay, so we've got Buddy, and we need something like suave and
Chip.
Italian. Chip? Suave and Italian. Chip! There we go. Chip. Okay, so we've got Bud and Chip. Bud crash lands into that interview and is like, I'm amazing, right? And Chip's like, well, yeah, I'm gonna hire you, boy.
But first, break it down for me. Give me a hot beat that I can rap to.
So they're rapping and performing lawyers. Is that so? That's how they.
Well, yes, if you want to consider, like, sex performance. Because they've got the beat going, and they're, like, DJing and MCs, but they're also scissoring their anuses. And they're also lawyers as their day job.
So this is a very clear night and day divide.
Yeah, like, by day, they are New York's hottest lawyers.
But by night, they are New York's hottest lawyers.
I just assume that, like, every episode is their wacky exploits as they have to, like, figure a way to one-up the, like, cartoonishly depraved acts of the previous night's performance. They're sitting there like, we're on the cutting edge of burlesque right now, okay? We are smearing actual feces everywhere, taking our clients' personal information and throwing it to the wind.
I swallowed your entire foot last night. How the fuck do I top that?
So you are correct in terms of them having to outdo ridiculous shit episode after episode. They do some clearly insanely illegal stuff. So speaking on that note, so you have Buddy and Chip. I believe Buddy's the little Buddy. So little Buddy is
Not so little.
That's his tagline that he always comes out to.
So how is Buddy practicing law with Chip if Buddy is a college dropout?
Well, it's usually involving his mouth and any of a variety of orifices.
But there is a day job that I think we're neglecting. But I don't know enough about lawyering, so I am.
Neither does he apparently.
Yeah, I am
so go
perfect
with
for
that.
writing a USA show. So I assume they just break into crime scenes and do the investigations themselves. And Buddy, as a college dropout, he knows the fucking streets. So, like, he's all into, like, I can break into any building, I can hotwire any moving vehicle, but only if it's moving at the time.
So just
anyone.
like
He's like, I have
theft.
a specific set of suits.
Vehicular theft.
Yeah, I have a particular set of skills, and they're all misdemeanors.
Does that include their night job?
Those are straight up felonies.
Gee, Brain, I wonder what felony we're going to commit tonight. Get back to sucking my dick, Tinky.
Also, just want to point out, these are perfect lawyer characters. Also, this is totally on USA. 100%.
I believe it. Okay, here's what I'm curious about. So we have these character dished. So we have Buddy, who's like this well-meaning prostitute with a heart of gold, apparently.
I'm picturing, like, the epitome of a twink.
Okay, you're not wrong, and I hate that. I hate that you're not wrong. I hate it. The other thing is that Chip is this supposedly very suave, debonair guy. So what are you thinking? What's his kind of deal? How does he show?
He has a giant hole where his heart is and only a lot of dick and soul in.
Okay, you're half right.
He's like Patrick Bateman, but instead of murder, it's anal sex.
Wow, yeah.
He's a Chuck Tingle character.
Yeah, we're describing the novel that Chuck Tingle looked at and was like, no, this is too ridiculous and stupid.
No. It's not meta enough for Chuck Tingle, okay? Like, Suits, he's like, not creative enough. We need gay airplanes. And so...
If I'm not being pounded in the butt by my own book, I don't understand what the point is.
Precisely.
Also,
so, Suits is like the mainstream Chuck Tingle, then. It's like... You know, we decided to take the Aristocrats and just, like, smear that into, like, a several hundred episode continuing series of debauchery. Okay, hold on. I'm getting a vision here. Okay?
Oh, God.
I'm getting a vision.
He's going on a vision quest.
My vision quest says that, one, white people don't have vision quests, and two... and two, I'm sensing that there is some sort of love triangle with a phoned-in female character.
You're not wrong. Okay, so
it's a TV show.
Let's talk about this female character. She's smart as a whip. But what else is going on with her?
Well, she's in a TV show where the two main characters are men, so clearly no matter how competent she is at everything's still going to revolve around them, and she's not going to get much character development.
Listen, I need you to stop reading this so well. I don't appreciate it at all. So I'm gonna bring...
She does not fuck.
Okay, I'm gonna bring this to a different point, for the love of God. So a client comes in, and they're interested in seeking services from these two very competent, well, one lawyer, and the other is a pretend lawyer. So this person comes in, and he's like, oh man, I really need your help, you guys. I just lost a ton of money, illegally, like, manipulating the stock market. What is your legal strategy that you, as these characters, what are those characters gonna do for this client?
Well, first off, they've got tearaway pants, and that's the best way to start this off.
They tear them away, and they're like, alright, here's our step one in our 20-step
They're
plan.
like laying out their plan while gyrating.
As they get to step 10, they turn into twerking.
They're just sitting there in the office doing all that. Like, fuck these suits, we don't need them, just get them off.
So Suits is named for what they wear for literally only 2 seconds before they rip them off.
It's a very ironic title.
I see. Yeah, because most of the time they're just in, I assume, just glittery...
Thongs.
Glittery thongs.
No, thongs made out of literal glitter.
Oh, okay, like you stitch pieces of glitter together.
No, you don't do that. You get this, it's this very advanced polymer, and you just bake it with the glitter inside of it. It's kind of gummy and keeps the moisture in.
Original concept, please do not steal.
TM.
So let's talk more about these paths that these characters have decided to take. So what's going on with Chip's? Why did Chip decide to go into lawyering / dancing at night? Maybe those are two distinct things. I feel like
one is his passion, and the other thing pays the bills. You know, it's just like any starving artist.
He's a starving artist that's making, like, insane amounts of bank. He, like, drives really expensive cars and stuff like that.
Well, he needs all of that to keep up the facade that by day he is this ultra-enablest lawyer, but when really he's just sort of this, like, fuck puppet at night.
Without using the words fuck puppet, how would you, Hunter, describe Buddy?
Buddy?
Buddy, the little guy.
How would I describe Buddy? Well, he couldn't quite finish college because
Why did he drop out?
The only boy he ever loved just didn't love him back, and he just could not stand to be at that school anymore. But he also just couldn't stand to be anywhere else, and he just sort of wandered aimlessly from town to town, conning people and stealing shit, and, I mean, fucking random drifters wherever he could get it.
I'm really upset because this is kind of accurate and it's kind of freaking me out.
God, that's so depressing.
But here's the thing where it's like he's in love with a boy and like he just can't like that's the deepest thing that USA could probably like dig
Ever
up for this
hope
character. Sadly, that's not the case. But he does try to bone random people.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's a television character, so, yeah.
Yeah, so, actually, believe it or not, Buddy and Chip, both work under this amazing female woman.
Played by Viola Davis, of course.
Actually, Gina Torres!
Dear God.
So, I'm just, Gina Torres is obviously amazing.
Yeah, can we just take a moment of sincerity? She's a national treasure.
She's amazing. So,
Moment of silence.
let's talk about how amazing she is, and what kind of shit has she, like, come into the office and seen from these two idiots? Like, what have these two people brought to her doorstep?
They're not her proteges?
No, they are.
We are talking about the greatest showgirl in this entire country.
She's secretly disguised herself as a high-powered lawyer and a actually powerful female, but in reality, she's just another depraved...
Okay, let's turn this around real quick. Let's assume that she is just like a normal lawyer who's been amazing and climbed her way to the top. Now she has to deal with these douche nozzles. What have these people brought to her doorstep?
Fire. Actual fire. If they haven't lit the office on fire, they're fucking up.
The problem is the glitter polymer is extremely flammable. Like, not even an open flame. Just a moderate amount of warmth.
Well, that's part of their act, though, okay? It has that gentle warming sensation, and then, you know, as an exhibition act, like, having your, like, pants actually catch fire, that's pretty ballsy.
I mean, their clientele are attracted to danger.
Yeah, exactly. So, like...
So she walks in on their, like, on their practices for their night stuff, and she's like, hey, do you have the Johnson report? And they're just, like, crotch ablaze. They're like, oh, I'm sorry,
No, they're like, sorry, we were using our crotches to incinerate some of the evidence of your wrongdoings.
Oh, shit, I hate you. That's actually kind of a thing that might have happened on the show.
But here's the thing. If we're going by typical television conventions, these guys are, like, renegade lawyers and also, like, sex workers, renegade sex workers as well. So, like, they're the bad boys who are dickheads, but they're always right. So, like, rubbing their crotches together shouldn't solve the case, shouldn't deliver the Johnson report, but it just magically appears in the heart of the fire between them. And Gina Torres is like, dang it, you kids, I hate you, but I just have to admit it. I respect you.
Listen, your math is totally incorrect, but your solution is right on the nose.
So I do have a serious question here for once. So is this series mostly episodical, or is there a, like, larger overarching progression in it? Because, like, you know, if it's just, like, a couple of dudes doing, like, depraved fecal performances at night and also being bumbling lawyers by day, you know, what's the character advancement?
I kind of like the idea of it switched around, where they're really savvy lawyers, like, they're really good at law, but their passions lie in dance.
Which
and
they are just garbage.
They're so bad at it. They're so bad, but it's their passion, so they're not gonna give it up. I love that.
But
so,
Chip keeps telling Buddy, don't neglect the balls, but he just doesn't understand that concept. He can't wrap his head or his tongue around the concept.
I feel like, so Chip is like, oh, buddy, we have to make sure that our boss and that, like, the third person in this love triangle do not find out that you're not really a lawyer. And they should be more concerned about the sex work thing.
And
but
the STDs they're probably exposed to on a regular basis.
Which they should totally use protection
and,
for,
like,
I don't understand.
others to in a weaponizable degree. Oh, is that the third season? Is like the military tries to get in on their weaponized STDs?
You know, I can't say. I don't know.
The military come in, you have to please stop smearing poop into the flayed backs of your victims.
Hey,
oh, so this is serial killer territory. So Patrick Bateman now has the apprentice of his dreams.
Well, yeah, like, this is secretly just softcore Hannibal.
Oh, Hannibal was softcore Hannibal, I
also,
think.
are we super sure it's softcore?
Well, yeah, okay.
I don't know how you tastefully cut away from half the shit we're describing.
I mean, like...
It's USA, there's nothing tasteful about it.
USA, we don't know taste.
We don't know taste nor tact.
Woo.
USA, you've seen it all before, but
So
you'll
they-
watch it again.
So there's another lawyer who's a man who's actually very antagonistic towards these two, and he's really kind of painted as like a loser compared to the suave of
Because he's
Chip.
uptight, and he's not into the whole sex worker thing, and he looks down on them for it.
Oh wow!
And he should.
He
because
secretly
of the
finds out
STDs.
about the fact that not only is Buddy not a real lawyer, but that both of them are the infamous murderer sex performers who have been terrorizing the whole Boswash region on
And
weekends.
let's be honest, if their performances are escalating, they are straight up serial killers by the first season finale. Like,
It's kind of like Breaking Bad, where like once you hit a certain point, there's no going back.
yeah.
Breaking Bad, by the way, is another show that will. Breaking Bad is another show that will be featured because I have never seen it.
Oh boy,
Yikes.
Yikes.
there's gonna be a lot of minisodes.
So, again, I hate that you're half right. I hate that you're half right.
As
I'm
do
gonna
I.
let you.
Half of the shit I'm saying is so garbagely homophobic that like it should not be right in any context.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for setting the mood for that.
Hey, we're all taking this descent into hell together.
So they're two suave boys, and then you have a jealous boy. So what's going? Let's talk a little bit more
Which
about.
one is our soft boy though?
Well, clearly Bud, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. I gotcha.
So what happens when Buddy and Chip have a disagreement? How do they kind of work it out, or what would they probably fight about? You're like, nothing. They're perfectly in sync in their performances and their representation.
I'm assuming that like there's going to be a certain amount of anxiety on Bud being the one who's like into this, like, you know, double life even harder than Chip here, because he's the one who has to like be constantly putting on this facade here. But the compounding thing is he's probably slowly realizing that Chip's taking advantage of his supple butthole and talents.
I really thought you were going somewhere, like, meaningful with that, and it just took a hard left into assholeville.
As much of the show will.
You're not wrong, guessed it again.
Again, cannot stress enough. This is on USA.
Guys, I'm so excited to send this to my brother who loves... The reason I know this show is because my brother loves this show. My brother begged me to watch this show with him.
Oh, he
I
is
am
totally
so
into
excited.
it. You know, he is totally into that closeted, depraved BDSM burlesque show
Hey,
scene.
I don't want to talk about that and what my brother's into. Thank you. Okay. That's real chill. I like the vague homosexuality that these two characters have with each other. Just super. I'm talking like real show, not the masterpiece you two have crafted. Distress kitten noises. I guess one of the things I also want to ask you is, do you think what kind of episodes do you imagine would happen? Kind of story arcs? What do you think?
I'm assuming this is mostly procedural, episodic sort of thing. There are a couple of like multi-episode story arcs, but they're B stories, C stories. Each episode, the A story is contained to that one episode, and typically like that's their performance or their case. But like long-standing subplots, Buddy's trying to keep up the double life but going hard in the paint, going deep into the nightlife aspect of it.
So he's like waking up hungover and just like, oh, I need a drink.
Constantly trying to one-up everything that not only he's been doing, but Chip is doing as well. Whereas Chip is more focused on daytime. I need to like actually impress Gina Torres and show that like,
listen, we all need to impress Gina Torres.
But he's got to prove he is more than his body. He is more than the fantastic gyration skills.
So he's gonna gyrate, but he has a brain, goddammit, and you'll respect it.
Yeah, he's got the skills to pay all of the bills, but he's more than that.
He's more than just boy meat.
Whereas...
I'm sorry, I said those two words together and out loud.
Well, I mean, personally for me, I'm just hoping that they have some sort of Scooby-Doo murder mystery episode in there, get the little Benny Hill theme going, and, have them, dancing around in the haunted mansion looking for legal documents.
Like a go-go dancer. Like in cages and shit.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's ghosts everywhere, and the ghosts are like, oh, shit, look at them. I could die again.
Yeah,
and they're like, give us the, like, legal documents. We need that will. And they're like, we'll never acquit. Old Man Johnson has it. And Professor Hyde White.
My God.
And it's totally that bullshit primetime television thing where it's like, oh, there are ghosts, but then it turns out to just be Old Man Johnson, but then just before the credits come up, an actual ghost walks into frame, and it's like, whoa, there's actual ghosts.
Never to be explained in continuity again.
I think
we just proved the existence of an afterlife that's full of fucking... But never to be...
Okay.
Never be doing...
There's a sexy afterlife.
Yeah.
Okay, but do they incorporate those ghosts into their program? Is what I want to know.
No. Again, it's not exploring continuity again. It's just like, they literally, like, grab the will and there's, like, all the documents there proving that, like, there's life after death, and they just burn the whole house in their crotches.
Okay. They're like, Wonder Twin powers activate, and they just somehow...
Yeah, they just press their crotches together and, like, fire erupts from it.
Is there...
Very cool. So, given this beautiful setup, you guys have...
horrific tableau.
This beautiful thing. These sweet, sweet boys. So, given that continuity you've decided has thrown out the window, do they need to follow laws? Should we, like, should they make up laws?
I assume...
They run for Senate.
I assume they establish...
That's season 2.
They must establish more than a few legal precedents based around gyration, grinding, general, like...
Interpretive dance.
Very, very sexy handstands. But generally... Fuck, I don't know.
So you're saying that, like, they should... As the season goes on, the court has also accepted the kinds of things that they... So it's like, Your Honor, may I gyrate evidence A, B, and then they just, like, slowly, like, circulate to the jury, and then the judge is like... So they're just gyrating at some point, and then the defense lawyer is like, objection, he's intimidating the witnesses.
And then they just thrust, and
yeah,
he, like,
just...
shuts him down.
A hypnotized judge is like, overruled. rules.
I love it. I love it. So they're using their sexiness to utilize it in the courtroom.
But also blurring the lines between their profession. They're also teaching the patrons of their sex club law.
Oh my god!
And
so you're
helping
really
them with their cases, with their own casework.
Oh my!
Helping the most underprivileged members of our society get a step ahead in the legal system.
Wow,
How selfless of them.
USA is making some really thoughtful shows. I didn't think I'd say it, but I mean, if that's what Suits has turned into, which I desperately hope it has, then I think this is good.
We have both made
that
objectively better and worse show.
No. It's overall better. That was really touching. I like that. Suits just has like real Suits. Real Suits is this is a real show. So Chip, aka I don't know why I'm saying Chip is aka. He's clearly not named Chip. So you have a lawyer who, no joke, is named Harvey Specter. So the fact that you guys referenced ghosts 18,000 times makes me so happy. So his name's Harvey Specter, and he's like this very, let's call him a vaguely Tony Stark character, or rather a Stony Tark? He's a Stony Tark character. And, he has money and girls, but the one thing he doesn't have is...
a little twink boy. Full of weed and ambition.
I hate that you're this accurate. Yeah, and then they decide to go on law adventures together. So I think if you throw a little bit of, catering that, you throw a little bit of sexiness in the courtroom, you got it. USA probably would have
put asses in courtroom seats.
People are going to be lining up to do jury duty. You're going to have to make them go home.
You're going to have to beat them off with a stick.
That's
right. Sexy stick.
For a chance to see the Harvey Specter, Mike Ross sex show that's about to go down.
I mean, if we revamp the whole judicial system in this way, first off, it's going to save Ruth Bader Ginsburg from ever dying. And two...
Hashtag save Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Save Notorious RBD.
And secondly, it's going to make people actually pay attention to politics again.
Sounds good. I think we've made a huge societal difference with this, and I'd like to thank you guys for participating in creating what is undoubtedly USA's best show to date. And I think we're doing well. I think we're making this good.
Round of applause.
So Suits, we've kind of dreaded this episode because we went a little further than we may have intended.
I think the boys were incredibly innovative, just like Harvey Specter and Mike Ross when they get into tough situations.
I think the boys stared too long into the abyss, much like Cross and Specter.
Listen.
And I think you were a delightful moderator for putting up with the amount of horseshit that came out of our mouths.
And the amount of horniness that came out of our mouths.
I know that at the very end of this, I can recommend you both for vasectomies, and we'll be fine. That was horrible. Let's not... That was so awful.
We're not having children! Yes, I'm free!
Anyway, as you probably know, this is not a series that I sought out on my own. I have a brother who is in love with USA shows, and the only way I can spend time with him is if I try to get on his level. So I take a shot of absinthe and just drift away while we both watch two people try to figure out law.
Hey, Carter, aren't you liking the show? Yeah, it's got a lot of dragons and pixie fighters and...
I don't know if you've ever taken a shot of absinthe, but that is exactly what it's like. I highly recommend two things to our audience. Absinthe and adoption, the two A's.
And there's a V for vasectomy in there somewhere.
We're not putting that in, relax.
And a D for disassociation. Core of
show.
all family bonding.
Good lord. So, yeah, I thought the show was interesting at first. Because of course you have a character who wants to do good, and I like those characters. I think they're really cool.
Also, Gina Torres.
And also Gina Torres.
I would watch literally anything with her.
I would watch her read a law book. I love her so much. So you have, in theory, really interesting characters. And it's fun, but then it really shows its colors as a USA show as, like, seasons go on.
You just get stuck in the drudgery of formula and not advancing character development.
And this is a problem that I see happen a lot with these kinds of shows.
Yeah, I think it's specific to procedural dramas like this.
Believe it or not, it's not even like, I'm just in terms of, like, the people, where you have these really, you have the potential to flesh out these characters, but they don't take the opportunity to do that, so they fall back on, like, the very classic, like, oh, this is the hard-ass character, and oh, this is, like, the stickler. So you have these or I don't even want to say episode, you have these seasonal arcs where they should learn something, but the next season they're right back to where they started, and it's a little disappointing.
Yeah.
Well, it's very disappointing, and I think that it's very easy to lose interest in that show. But, however, I will say that this show provided entertainment, both in this episode and in their own very unique episodes. And I just have to say that if this show inspires you to do law, fuck you.
If it inspires you to do burlesque, you're doing it right.
There you go.
Living the dream.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we need to meet those people.
We can become those people.
Be the burlesque dancer you want to see in the world.
Gandhi
don't
said that,
think
right?
Yes.
I don't think you really want to see that in realized Hunter.
Let Hunter live his dreams.
Well, I was talking about if I managed to get there, I don't think he wants to see it.
Oh my gosh, you guys are the new Harvey Specter and Mike Ross duo. I just figured you guys were writing your own fan fiction about yourselves.
Okay, Hunter, put your whole foot in down my throat.
As if you haven't already. Don't give me that coy shit.
I needed that in there earlier when I was running my mouth about shit.
Aw, my two boys working together to create the ultimate burlesque show.
Our next podcast is just gonna be us with our foots in each other's mouth.
I'll just stand back and watch, thanks.
Uh-huh.